I left, and we got a crazy topic going around right now around the NBA about Grizzlies scorekeeper under fire after being accused of inflating Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive stats. So this is as of a couple hours ago. This obviously is probably gonna be a lot bigger by the time you know it settles with everyone. Um, this has been wild. So, due to a recent investigation by NBA fan, allegations that the scorekeeper for the Grizzlies inflating the stats of Jackson are now swirling. A disparity in Jackson's defensive stats were first discovered by Reddit user AdMaster66. Basically, a Reddit user called this out, which is kind of funny that this is becoming like a league-wide situation when it was, related to one Reddit user. But yeah, you can look at this. So this is Jaren Jackson's home stats and his road stats. So at home has 22 steals and 66 blocks, but on the road it's a lot lower, so 12 and 37. So a lot of people are believing that the person who keeps track of stats in Memphis has been like boosting his stats, and that's why it's such a big deal, because people think his whole defensive player of the year thing is going to be like fraud if he does win it. So I feel like regardless if Jaren Jackson gets gifted the defensive player of the year this year, I feel like everyone else is going to like put an asterisk next to it and be like, yeah, he doesn't deserve it. Which is kind of unfortunate for his end if they are actually real and it's like actually like what's going on. But yeah, it's a very sticky situation. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So as it is clearly analyzed by the graphic, Jackson is logging nearly twice as many steals. Pretty much what we saw about double. And apparently this is what the Reddit post was. Like, I think had this image attached to it. Posting fraudulent numbers. Memphis Grizzlies scorekeeper posting fraudulent numbers for the defensive player of the year leader. So he's leading right now, and this is what's going on. I'd like to bring to your attention the scorekeeper of the Memphis Grizzlies. I was wondering how a solid defensive player can suddenly have some specific statistical categories that were completely off the charts. True. I'm referring to Jaren Jackson Jr., who have missed 16 games to start the season due to off-season foot surgery, immediately having extremely outlier high steals, high blocks statistics, leading the entire NBA in blocks per game by a wide margin, which is true. He missed the first 16 games, so it's kind of weird that he can, be up there by just, missing 16 games. In fewer minutes per game than other players, Jaren Jackson repeatedly gets outlandish blocks numbers at home. And then, of course, these kind of allegations would be really serious no matter who the player was. But the fact Jackson's currently a strong contender for Defensive Player of the Year makes the allegations more serious. Obviously, it makes sense. It would be surprising if the NBA itself does not decide to initiate some sort of official investigation. After all, coming up to a conclusion on the matter could be quite simple. All the league would seemingly have to do is look back at games by Jackson this season and compare the game tapes to his stat lines, which is very true. And we're going to go over a couple of the clips that were shared that were kind of as blocks and steals, which is kind of interesting. If the blocks don't add up, it could be easily deduced. A Twitter user gathered some clips, which I have posted up right here. And there's about 5 examples, if it would like to load. Okay, yeah, so this is the first one. Zion loses the ball on a drive to the basket, and Ty shows recovers. Jaren Jackson Jr. was credited for blocking his layup.
On the backboard. Williamson in a...
So yeah, hold on. So you see his hand is all the way up in the air. We don't really need audio. But this is Jaren Jackson right here. And this is his layup. His hand is all the way up here. And he didn't even come in contact with the ball. And Tyus Jones knocks it away. And that was a block on Jaren Jackson. Very odd. Jackson throws the bad pass directly to Desmond Bane. But he was credited with the steal. So he got a steal. All he did was knock the ball away. I don't even know if he really fully did come in. I might ricochet off his arm. but he was apparently credited with the steal. That's weird. And this is all at home, by the way, so this is what the main thing is. Kelly Luke loses the ball, and Xavier Tillman picks it up. Memphis scorekeeper gets a steal to Jaren Jackson Jr., who was nearby. So they gave the steal to Jaren. Okay, this one is a little bit like, because it kind of seems like he was the one who kind of like got the ball, like he like got the ball and like tapped it away. I don't know if that would really count it. That one's kind of 50-50. I kind of see it like 50-50. Brandon Clark blocks Samuel layup, but Jaren Jackson Jr. is awarded. Hold on. Let's look at this. So no contact. No contact. All Brandon Clark. Wow. Let's look at this again. Yeah. I don't know if maybe they thought his hand came in contact with it, but yeah, the fact he got credited a block is kind of bad. And I don't even know if it wasn't named Brandon Clark got credited. If Brandon Clark not get credited, but he did, that's kind of bad. Jaren Jackson takes a pass but never gets possession. The ball is saved back to Detroit. So, I don't know why this video is out like this. Is there a way to zoom in on it? Zoom in here. So what's going on here? So Jaren Jackson's in post. He saved it. But how would that be a steal? All he did was throw it back in. I don't know who was paying him under the, like. Did he tip it, maybe? I think maybe he tipped it, but I think the person who did this is not very understanding in the League of Basketball. Some people are saying these are all reviewed. The reviewers have more camera angles than the ones we see. Most of the examples here are correct. People love conspiracies. Okay. Jaren poked the ball free here. I don't know which one he's talking about. His hands were in the air. I think he's probably talking about the Zion clip, the first one. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's a bunch. There's a lot of people that are like, this is nonsense. And yeah, for this one, I think, what is that? Yeah, Jaren Jackson right here, as you can see. Hold on. Yeah, so he arguably deflects it. Yes. So there, he hits his leg and then he tips it to Tillman. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. Like it kind of, I could see it, and arguably a double block. And I was kind of thinking too, like maybe his hand touched it and his hand touched, like Brandon Clark and him touched it. I have no idea. It's kind of odd. Jaren Jackson boxed with the other hand. You could clearly see in the video. Yeah, some people say he's blocked, hitting the ball away, but I don't know if that really counts as a block. Yeah. So it's kind of, everyone's kind of freaking out, not really knowing what's going on, and yeah, as the NBA investigates it more, I don't know if it does end up being, what is it? A lot like worse. You know, if it ends up being if he is guilty, I'm not saying Jaren Jackson, he's not doing anything wrong. It's the scorekeeper. That guy's definitely probably going to be, fired. And I don't know, the whole Defensive Player of the Year thing will kind of be shooken up this year, which is kind of odd. But, we'll see what happens. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please remember to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.